All right. Thank you for coming back after lunch. I hope you had a nice lunch. So this project of mine is very close to my heart. And to be honest with you, I've never did anything like this before in such a large scale. And I didn't know it's going to go this big when I started. And there are quite a few reasons why I started this. And I want to share with you the reason why I started. One of the reasons was that pull request challenge that Neil Bauer was doing for 4 years. He stopped doing it at the end of last year. And then, because I was involved right from the beginning, and then I said, what am I going to do after this pull request challenge is going to go off? And there were a couple of ideas that Neil shared in his blog, what we could do after this. And none of them was within my limit. So whatever he suggested, I said, I'm not going to do it. It's beyond my imagination, beyond my capability, so it's not possible for me. So I was looking for something that I could at least start with. While I was still thinking, there was a guy whose name is Kiwang Yazan. I think he's from US. He started something called Pull Request Club. And he's kind of doing exactly what Neil used to do, is you join this club, and then every month you get one project, one distribution, which is hosted on GitHub mostly, and you have 1 month to submit at least one pull request against that distribution, the one it is assigned to you. And you have the option to skip. If you don't like the distribution, you probably go back to this guy and say, can you give me different distribution? I couldn't find anything to do with this distribution. And you can get a new distribution. Or you say, I'm too busy this month, I'm not doing it, I'm probably going to do next month, so I'm skipping this month. So do various things. But the trouble with me is, even though I joined that club, I'm still doing it. I have been doing this since January, since I started this. But then I said, for me, doing one pull request or doing pull request against one distribution is not enough for me. So I was still looking for something which can keep me busy. And I don't know whether you know my addiction to the pull request. You probably realize that one is not enough for me. I need at least 50 to 60 pull requests a month. So since January, I've been doing 50 plus pull requests every month. And this particular month, because it's a Hacktober festival going on, I'm doing 5 pull requests every day. So today is the 19th day, and I've got 97 pull requests so far. So that kind of addiction I have. Last year in October, I did 155 pull requests at the end of October. So 31 days times 5 is 155 pull requests. And when I finished that, I thought, that's it. I'm not going to break this number. It's very difficult to go beyond this 5 PR per day. But so far this month, I always try to be ahead of 5 per day. So always keep 1 or 2 extra. So at the end of the day, I'm assuming it's going to be 157 or 158, but not less than 155. So far so good. So it's 97. So I'm hoping, because I was coming to this talk today, last night I didn't sleep it. I did today's channel last night. So I did 7 last night. So I don't want to miss, because by the time I go home, I'll be tired. I won't really have time to do my 5 pull requests for today's quota. So I did it last night. So that's why I have 197. Sorry. So because of this addiction, I thought I need something that can keep me busy. So I said, what shall I do? So I had this idea. I remember when I started doing Perl, I came across so many experts in Perl, which I would scare to even say hello to those people. And this is while I was in India. So, and there were so many challenges going on those days where if you are an expert, then only you can go and even deal with those kind of. There was no space for beginners. So that was there in my head. So I wanted to do something where beginners can also join and do the challenge. So I said, okay, I'm going to do some kind of challenge. I didn't have the idea that it's going to be weekly. I thought some kind of challenge where beginners can also come and join us along with the seniors. Then I said, okay, if I do like a monthly thing, then it's going to be not enough for me. So I said, I'm going to do maybe weekly. First I thought maybe do it daily. That is too much. Probably people don't have enough time to do daily challenge. So I said, let's start with the weekly. And if it goes well, probably we'll find a subgroup of that group who is happy to do daily. So I'll have a sub part of it. Out of, say, 110 people happy to do daily challenge. So that will be challenge. So that's how I started with it. So when I started this Perl Weekly challenge, my initial thought was, I want to keep Perl 5 as well as Perl 6, because even today, I'm still learning Perl 6. So I said, while I'm doing challenge, if I include Perl 6 as well as a part of this weekly challenge, I'll have experts coming in and solving this challenge. And that way, I can learn from those solutions if I go through them. So that's how I started. So I said, I'm going to include both Perl 5 and Perl 6. So that's how I started this challenge thing. The first problem I had was to have a website. I'm not a front-end guy, so I didn't know how to design website. Even the simplest, I can do simple HTML page. But then I came across a blog by Dave Cross where he mentioned how you can use GitHub to launch your website without having to do various other things, because there's so much involved if you want to host your own website. So following his advice from the blog, I use this static website designing, which is called from Go, and I use that static designer and host it on a GitHub page. And within a day, I had my website up and running with all HTTPS and everything all set up by magic. I didn't have to do anything. So when I had those design up and running, I start playing with it, and then I have this website. It's still not fancy, but it's good enough for me to continue with my weekly challenge. First thing that came to my mind, once I had everything set up, I said, I want to keep it simple. Keep it simple so anybody can join without having to go through many hurdles. So I keep it simple. So if you want to join this challenge, you just need to just drop an email saying, I want to join this weekly challenge to this email address. That's it. No need to submit any form, no need to give your personal detail, no need to give anything. Just say, hi Mohammad, I'm so-and-so. Even if you don't want to have your real name, pick some pseudonym. I have somebody who's called Tester R56. Hi Mohammad, I want to join weekly. Fine. Somebody is called Andres Jest. I'm sure it's not a real name, but yeah, fine, it doesn't matter. As long as we are having fun, we are learning from each other, I don't care. So you just need to drop a line saying, I want to join a weekly challenge. The good part is, you don't have to do this challenge every week. Say you joined it, and you say, oh, I'm too busy, I can't do it. So you can skip week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I've had members who skip month and come back again. And did a couple of weeks, and then again skip because busy in their own work. So it's all right. So it's no big deal. So you have the liberty to come and do the challenge and skip as long as you want. So that's as simple as that. The format is very simple. Every Monday, I send an email to all the members who subscribe to this weekly challenge, 2 different tasks. So there are going to be 2 tasks every week. One task is aimed for the beginners. It's a very simple one that anybody can do. If you know a little bit of Perl, you can do that challenge, no problem. But the second task is a little harder. Harder in the sense, probably take half an hour of your time. Sometimes you take hour. I've been told that once or twice, some experts came back to me, it took 3 hours for them to solve the challenge. For example, there was a LZW, what's it called? Was that LZW, what is it called? compression, sorry, yeah, that's the compression related stuff. And some people came back saying that was really difficult task. But then once I've seen the solution submitted by the members, it looks so simple. And it's amazing how the same compression can be solved in so different ways. It's amazing. So even if you don't do it, I would suggest and I would recommend go to the GitHub repository and have a look how people solve those challenges, the past challenges. Just going through those challenges, you'll probably learn quite a few things. So that's how it is. So just do challenge. If you don't want to answer the second task, just solve one task, that's it. Just submit it. You can do it that way. Again, if you want to submit a solution, simple. You have two choices. Either you submit your solution as an email attachment and send it to this email address. As simple as that. Or if you want to take part in HACKTOBERFEST, you can do a pull request. So that will count to whatever 4 or 5 pull requests for the month. So you can. I've seen today is 19th. There are 34 members of the Perl Weekly Challenge Club. They have submitted 106 pull requests so far. It's amazing. And one member submitted his solution and he keep improving it and is adding more pull requests. So he had first solution as single pull request, then he added second solution as another pull request. So got 2 pull requests for 2 solutions. Otherwise he would send 1 pull request with both the solutions. So 2 solutions, 2 pull requests, and then he start improving those solutions one day after another. So he got 12 pull requests so far. It's so fun. And that's how you do it. Or I would rather prefer you could submit as a pull request to this GitHub pull request. There's a repository called GitHub Perl Weekly Challenge-Club. So you could go there and you can submit your pull request against this GitHub repository. What happens is once you submit the solution, we did a few things. First, I do the recaps of all the solutions that we receive. I go through all the Perl 5 solutions and all Perl 6 solutions and go through and compile and put it in a blog and share with the teams. So if you don't have time to go through each and every person's solution, you have a nice blog where you can go through, okay, I like this guy. So you can go through his solution straight away, rather than going and finding where is the solution, which folder, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to do it. Just go through that blog and you can go through it. So that I do every week. That's called, and we call it recaps. This is how it looks like. So for every week, I do this recap for this challenge. And then you can go through and then you can simply do this. And there's one more thing we do is a review. There are 2 reviews we do every week. One for Perl 5 solution and another is Perl 6 solution. There's a member, it's called Kian Meng Ang. I'm sure I pronounced the right. So this, I think she's girl. I don't even know whether it's a boy or girl. I think she's girl. She's offered us service saying, Mohammad, I would like to review your weekly solution, Perl 5 solution only. And since Challenge 7, she's been doing every week. And if you go to this link I mentioned, you see she's been doing every week. And if you go to the blog that she prepares every week, you'll be amazed how thorough review she does for every solutions that we receive every week. And she's been doing week after week. Amazing. And if you sometime, I said, I did the recap before she even did the review. I could not figure out those details which she found out. It's really amazing. So I have had feedback from members saying they loved it. They loved this Perl 5 review. And I always wanted to do similar thing for Perl 6. I myself doesn't know Perl 6 enough to do the review. And there wasn't anybody who's coming forward to do the Perl 6 review week after week. It's a time-consuming thing. But few weeks, maybe a couple of months ago, Laurent, probably you know this guy who wrote this book called Think Perl 6. He said he's a member of the weekly challenge. he said, I would like to do the Perl 6 review every week for you. And he's been doing this for the last couple of months. And you can go to this link and you can find out his review. His review is even more details, and amazing. And it goes beyond few pages. It looks like a book. You're reading a book. Such a thorough review. So if you get time, probably you can go through his reviews. It's a Perl 6 review that he does every week. After starting this challenge, a few weeks later, I had an email from Pete from the Perl Careers. And he said, Mohammad, I would like to sponsor a prize for your weekly challenge. I said, wow, that's wonderful. And I remember that was the day we celebrated Eid. That was the Eid day for me. I had a day off. I was having family time with my twins and everybody. I had an email from Pete out of nowhere. So, what a day. It's an Eid celebration. Everybody's enjoying, having sevais, sweets and everything. And suddenly I had an email from Pete. Mohammad, I like the idea and I think I would like to sponsor €50 US dollar voucher, Amazon voucher every week. You pick the winner, I'll give the voucher. So, wow, that's cool. So that's how it all started. So since then, he's been doing this every week. So far we have had 18 winners. These are the last few winners. I could fit in this slides. So for that, I didn't want to choose a winner myself, right? Because I would probably be biased because I have few members who are my favorites. So if I had to choose, I'll choose Laurent every week. I'll choose Kian Meng Ang every week. They're amazing. There's a few others as well. So I said, I'm not going to do that. So I wrote a Perl script that will go through all the weekly solutions that I've received, and depending how many solutions you submitted. Say if you did task 1, task 2, and if you did a blog, the 3 possibilities. And if you did Perl 5, Perl 6, you get 5. So 2 for Perl 5, 2 for Perl 6, and 1 blog, maybe 2 blogs. 1 blog for 5, Perl 5, another blog for 5. So you could have 6 solutions. You have 6 entries in the lot. So the more you do, the chances are that you're going to be big winner. That's how so I wrote a Perl script which will go through and do random thing and pick one person. So that's how I picked that. So these are the winner that we pick. If you go to this link, you'll find lots of interesting chart. I personally like to play with the numbers. It's really interesting. It fascinates me how much you can extract from the data. So I've got so much data that I can represent in so many different ways. And every time I go to this page, it gives me a different story. It's very interesting. Whenever you get time, please do get and have a look. This particular chart I especially mentioned is the number of people who got the top 50 members who have got maximum numbers. Not surprising, the top one is the Laurent. He's got 372 score. For every solution you submit, you get 2 points. And every blog you do, you get 2 points. That's why the scoring is. If you see, Dave Gross sitting here is at number 34. He's not regular, but he does in and off, on and off. And Neil Bauer is there, he's sitting in, I don't know, where is he? He's there, he's number 46. Again, he's also not regular, but I'm more than happy that he at least does sometime whenever he gets time. So probably you remember this guy, Simon Proctor, who's in this building. And probably you remember this Choroba, how do you remember? So, and there are a few other charts as well. You'll probably go there, you'll find something interesting. And the best part is, few months ago, out of nowhere, somebody sent me a solution in Python. I was really surprised. I said, Python? Where did I say I'm going to accept Python solution? I mentioned it's for Perl 5 and Perl 6. But I like the idea. I said, this guy had a time to solve the task in a language that I will not even proposed. And he even had time to even submit the solution to me, saying as an attachment. I said, I'm not going to get it lost somewhere. I said, I have to keep it as like a momentum. It's like a prize for me. So I replied back to this guy saying, although it's not part of this whole thing, but I still want to keep it. And I'll keep it forever for others to have a look. So I restructured the whole challenge. So now you can submit your solution other than Perl 5 and Perl 6. So you can pick whichever language you want, and you can submit, and it's going to be part of this whole growth. So far, when I did that, other people who used to do Perl 5, Perl 6, they started doing Python as well. And then recently, somebody did PostScript as well. I don't even know how to run that, but I hope that solves the task, whatever task they're trying to do in PostScript. It's amazing. And recently, there was a task called create a digital clock in Perl script. Somebody just did it plain HTML. And who did it? Dave Jacoby, if you know this guy. He's a very popular name. And he writes such a beautiful HTML page with nice digital clock. Amazing. So if you have a creative mind, why not? Do in Perl 5 and Perl 6, try something. Maybe Java, who cares? Try Ruby, maybe, R, whatever. You can try in whatever language you want to do. This is the first time we have a Hacktober since we started Perl Weekly Challenge. So at the start of this challenge, Dave Cross tweeted about the Perl Weekly Challenge saying, if you do Perl Weekly Challenge this week, that would be more than enough for you to get the t-shirt from DigitalOcean. You could get at least 4 pull requests for the month. And by doing the weekly challenge, you get the HACKTOBERFEST as well. And up until that, I didn't even notice that. So I thought, that's a very good idea. I wrote a blog and shared with all the team members. I encouraged them to do as much as pull request as possible. And because of that effect, as I said, this was last midnight, 2:30 in the morning, we had 106 pull requests by how many? 34 members. The top guy, this guy, Jet Ebreo, he's got 12 pull requests so far. So you have many others information. It's very interesting. So this is where, whenever I get a solution, I recently, one of the members, he wrote an email saying, Mohammad, I've been doing Perl Weekly Challenge, but very soon you're going to receive some requests from my students. They are still learning Perl, but they are very keen to join your weekly challenge. So if you do get such requests, please be kind with them. I said, why not? I would love to have more new Perl programmers. And suddenly, I had 3 emails from very funny name. And it turned out that that person is not an English speaker. And later I found out that they're all Russian students. They're young students. And they're still learning Perl. And they started submitting solutions. And it was really amazing. And I said, wow, that's really cool. So the teacher was doing challenge. Now his students is also joined. And they are still doing challenge. It's got such a nice story. It makes me sometimes. My wife keep asking me, where do you find time? We have such a young family. I've got twins, 3-year-old twins, and I've got 10-year-old daughter. And I have to teach my daughter whenever I go back from office, and then twins are always there. My wife say, you have such a small family, and you still find time to do this thing. I said, because I love it. It gives me immense pleasure. Okay, I got the idea from there. So, okay, I'm going to stop from here. If you have any question, please do ask me. Thank you. That's very good, Skoda. Honestly speaking, for last few months, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, I don't sleep. And I don't go to my bedroom on these days. I stay downstairs on the sofa, keep the telly on, Indian news channel keep running, the same news, one after another. I keep hearing it, and I'm doing this challenge. There's so much I have to do during the week. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the most busiest day for me, because that's when people start throwing solution, left, right, or center, because that's where they get time to do it. And as soon as I get the solution, I have to do a few things. I have to push everything to the GitHub repository, update the chart, send the reply back to the user saying, oh, everything is fine. So quite a few things. And while I do this, I have to find the two tasks for the next week. And that task has to be interesting. It can't be some repetitive stuff. You have to find an interesting task. So you get the two tasks. You have to, not just task, you have to prepare the blog, and you have to prepare the data to share what has happened in the last 1 week. So do those, find the task, push things, send it. Once you do it, then find the winner, send the email to Pete saying he's the winner for this week. Please do whatever the voucher thingy you have to do. Then Pete does the rest thing. Then I have to contact the winner saying, hello, you're the winner, so expect this. And then I do weekly meet the champion interview as well. So whoever is the winner, I send them a questionnaire saying, here's the question, can you answer? They answer back, then I have to prepare that in the blog, push it on the website so other people can see what they have been doing. So there are quite a few things that I hardly get time to say. And because I'm a type 2 diabetic, my wife says it's not good. You have to have a good sleep. If you don't sleep, it's going to worse your diabetic. So I try to, because when I'm downstairs, nobody, no twins, nobody is bothering me, so I'm sitting here. Sometimes while I'm doing this, I'm asleep. But the laptop is on my lap, I'm asleep, TV is on, I'm asleep. Oh, I'm doing things. Then I start doing my stuff back. I continue doing that. That's how I did it. So I really enjoy it, but sometimes I think, okay, I should shut down my laptop, I lie down on the sofa. That's how I sleep. I hope I answer your question. No more? All right, thank you very much.